Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brian and I am the horror show host. And today on an all new episode of From Reel to Wheel, me and my mother just got out of seeing The Grudge 2020. I haven't done one of these in a while, so might be a little bit rusty, might be even a shorter video. But before we get into it, make sure to like, comment on, as well as share this video. Like my Facebook fan page and support me on Patreon. Even $1 a month will help keep the channel going on strong, and I greatly appreciate it. Also, hit that notification bell, and as always, subscribe. Right, let's get into this. So, let's hear what your thoughts are on The Grudge 2020.
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it? Why?
No. Now I remember seeing the original Grudge, and I didn't totally. I get what the premise is, but I just thought it was weird.
The Grudge has a unique story structure where it's not in a consecutive story. Like it bounces back in time throughout the story to reveal plot points.
Yeah.
So that's not unheard of. It's not really a
No,
fault
I
of the
know.
film.
I just thought it was weird.
Which part made you think it was the weirdest? Or
I just think
which
the
aspect?
concept is weird.
What
I
a-
get it.
What of well,
Like
actually,
a grudge, like a evil thing. I get that, but I just think it's weird. I don't know why.
you think it was too violent?
I just think it, like the little girl is spooky.
Well, they're originally supposed to be a little boy.
Well, the little child is spooky, but
Yeah.
I feel like
No, it's not a little boy. In the original, it was a little boy.
I just feel like the child was spooky, but the rest of it was just
Mediocre.
mediocre.
Not really weightful. No, not really. Didn't carry any weight. Just kind of had jump scares, and
The only one that was the realtors.
that was uncomfortable for you.
Well, I really kind of liked them a little.
Yeah, they were a nice couple. They had good chemistry, I thought.
Yeah, and I would have liked to. I don't know what I don't know. I just something was missing, and I really don't really know.
It felt empty for sure. The weight of the film didn't feel very impactful either. Like nothing really carried itself into the realm of being
Well, the
actually
mother and
scary.
son, that you felt for her, but
And it ended so abruptly.
I was expecting one like last little jump scare or something. But
A
then
boo-boo.
the only other thing that with having it all peaceful is you make it
Obvious.
maybe it makes you wonder. You drive by people's or walk by people's house and you never really know what's going on inside. That was the only thing I could get out of it. Like you'd never know that the Grudge was in there. It was
Yeah.
so peaceful on the outside.
There were several points in the movie where they kind of try to make it seem like this whole thing was meant for a good reason or good cause. Like how they're like, maybe this is where we'll meet up after we die.
Yeah. But
But at the same time,
you don't
they're-
want to be met in with a grudge.
I know, and you don't even know the other people who lived in the house before you or after you who are going to die.
It'd be different if they were like, oh, I don't want to leave you, but it was like they were evil. Like,
was-
I
it
wouldn't
was-
want to have evil spirits.
It was wasted, whimsical, wondering, the triple W's.
Had it been like they didn't really want to hurt them, but they couldn't help it, or it's because of the evil grudge,
Well, actually,
that would have been different. But
and the original, and the original remake, it starts off with the family who have the grudge, them getting killed.
Mm-hmm.
But this one starts off with them already dead, and then another family gets killed, and now they're part of the grudge. It's like, why did you change that? It makes no sense. Like, now we don't know why these grudge people are the people who have this grudge.
and I just wish that they could have gone back to try to stop it at its original source. I was thinking,
Like in Tokyo, yeah.
Yeah, that's if I was like, oh, if they do that, that would be
Yeah,
cool.
the house from the original movies is not even really mentioned too much. And it's only shown in the opening scene, I think maybe one scene later. But that house is iconic, and I think it was the same house that they used in those movies.
Remember that movie.
Well, no, I'm saying because I've seen them
Yeah.
recently.
So
It
I
looked
was like, it wasn't. I don't know. I was just I don't know what I was looking for. That's why I said,
The trailer, the Red Band trailer was a lot scarier than the actual movie. What did you think of Lynn Shay's performance, the girl from Insidious, the old lady? Because
She was good. I thought she was good.
yeah,
I did.
yeah, she's really prolific in horror movies.
I just wish that they would. I know, like the child is not supposed to talk much, but I wish they had a little bit more talking points. And
Yeah, and also
So
the child
that-
actor
yeah.
was crap. I'm sorry.
Really?
I didn't like. He just seemed so bland, and he was just like, "Mommy, what's wrong?" He had monotone.
Yeah.
He had monotone throughout the whole thing.
I could have built up the some mother-son relationship just a little bit more.
Yeah, and
I mean, it was only played up a little bit.
Yeah, it was. They have more time developing the married couple with the baby than they did with the main characters.
Or even that other
detective,
investigating detective. Yeah, and her a little bit
more chemistry.
Yeah. So.
Also, one other thing, before we get into spoilers, if you want to see the Grudge, Kayako, you barely see her in this movie. The main force, you see her maybe like 4 times, maybe a little bit more.
Remake, so.
Yeah, but the first was the very original was scary. Well, Ju-on the Grudge was scary because it was so scary that it was entertaining. This was more just weak. Not really inspired.
In a while. That's probably why.
No, not the American one. The Japanese one. No, they're not that.
I never saw the Japanese one.
No, they're not. They're not as gory as this. They're like PG-13 material.
Oh.
This was a new kind of direction where it was supposed to be a lot more brutal.
I could have done with a little bit of the brutality.
I think that was the best part of it because it had nothing else to offer. Might as well throw in some gore.
Yeah, I was just disappointed. I hope they were gonna. In the spoilers, I'll say I was hoping they were gonna. Do something else that I was like, oh, that's it.
All right, do you want to get into spoilers?
Yeah.
So, what would you give out of The Grudge 2020 out of 5?
Oh.
Oof, I don't like the sound of that.
2.
I'd probably give it a 2 as well, maybe even a little bit less.
Really? I was gonna go 2.5.
Nah, it has felt so empty, uninspired.
Huh.
But the gore was good. That's why it's keeping me from giving it a super low rating. And there were some good performances.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay.
So now we're getting into the spoilers. If you do not want to hear this, skip to this time code. It'll bring you right to the end of the video. So what's your thing that you didn't like about it?
Like, I want to show you something. Okay, so they showed how they did the murders. Fine, but I was hoping they were going to actually show, like...
Well...
You know, how the Grudge got there.
Or how she could be stopped, you mean?
Yeah, or a little bit. So
no, because...
It would give them, like, a insight.
No, because now they're all under her curse. So it would make no sense for them to try to help her.
True, but when you say want to show you something,
they were trying to stop her by distracting her. Well, they could have done a lot more to try to stop her.
I guess so.
They could have done a lot more.
They could have done a lot more. That's
why I was like, killed her right there and there.
That's why I want to show you something. You think they would have given you something more to draw her in?
Yeah,
instead
like
of making her be like, you're crazy.
Yeah, or the part where she thinks her son's in the house.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's predictable. Cause
yeah, I was like, that's definitely not him. But then after a while, I was like, maybe it is. And I'm like, no, it's not.
That would be much better, I think, if she actually killed her son and she didn't realize it.
I was starting to wonder, and I'm like, oh my god, she doesn't know that's real. I'm like,
that would have been better.
Like, wait a minute, maybe it really is.
But the ending we did get was okay at first. Where she hugs her son off to school, but while she's hugging her son in the back, her real son in the background goes, "Okay, Mom, I'm going to school."
He was too much like
zoned out.
Yeah, he was too zoned out. They should have made it a little bit more believable.
Yeah.
The only other thing I didn't like was like I said, after that awkward silence of the house. I think a little bit after that, I think that was effective at first, but then I think they should have had the other detective come and knock and looking for her.
Or at the house.
Yeah, and then like have her come up in the window or something, or the Grudge come up in the window.
You mean like the detective at in the climax?
No. So when they go to her house after her son goes to school, and then she's dragged.
Oh, then you should. The detective should have come up.
Let it be perfectly quiet like that,
and just have the car pull up.
Yeah, and then no, wait a minute. Even better, have him go in. So now he has no choice but to be involved with the Grudge and believe everything that happened.
Because that's what's really cool about the Grudge is that once you go in the house, you're under the curse.
You don't have a choice.
But then when you go home, you spread the curse.
Right. So it would have been neat if she was trying to save it, and then he was like, you know what? Maybe you're onto something since this happened to my other detective, and they were working on it, and then it was too late. Wait,
which brings me to a huge flaw I have with this whole entire series. There are multiple people who see this woman, or in the series, there's multiple people who go into the house who end up not getting the curse.
Oh.
And in this one, she goes to the police station. All those people should have the curse now. No one ever brings that up, and I'm like, well, that would mean everyone's under her curse now.
But don't you think it would have been? I thought it would have been nice if they were like at the part of discovering what the Grudge was all about, and we're maybe going to maybe make it maybe think about contacting people in Tokyo, and then this happens, and then he goes to look for her and goes in the house, and now he's part of the Grudge, so he's going to work to try to... Like, they can make a sequel with him trying to work it out.
I didn't like him as a character, though.
He could have been... He a little bit grew on me when he wanted to take the son and watch the movie and stuff.
Yeah, but
then he just wasn't even like...
He seemed bored.
Yeah.
For everything. He was just like, oh,
he was too level-headed. Then they should have made him have a little bit more feeling after that.
Yeah, and then when we first started talking to him, he's like, what are you saying? We're in a loud theater, dead silence. I cannot understand what this guy's saying.
I couldn't understand. He could have been to the point and be more understandable.
Yeah.
And then I feel like after a while he should have been able to be lighten up a little and have a little bit more compassion.
Everyone seemed to be trying to put their A game into this, or at least some level of talent, but he seemed so bored throughout the whole thing. I don't think he
was bored. I just think, he was standoffish, but he could have done a better job of acting.
His mannerisms,
don't you think my ending would have been better, though? Now he doesn't have any choice, and they could have made a sequel about him trying to fight the Grudge.
Yeah, then all of a sudden, the Grudge at the end wants to become an art house film and have the end credits with the last scene.
It would have been pretty effective because at first I was like, why is this so quiet? I'm like, well, you know what? It's kind of weird because you go by people's house.
I thought she was going to get thrown out the window. To be honest,
you have no idea what's going on inside. But if he was starting to look for her,
which does helps your opinion on it because it's just showing you the quiet, nice outside of the house while all that going on the inside while the end credits are going over. That's actually a pretty effective as well.
Not only that, because you see that family and that when the one that comes back from Tokyo and all those videos they were watching of them, they seem like so happy. And
then all of a sudden she kills them.
Yeah, because she's under that curse.
Yeah.
So it would have been just as effective. Like, oh, she's all happy, and now her new detective seems to get along, and look at now he's part of the Grudge.
I'd like to know what you thought the series was about first thing.
I knew it was about some type of a curse.
Yeah, but what did you think the curse was?
I knew it was Japanese based. I knew that because I knew there was Ju-on the Grudge. But I didn't really, I get it, but it's just weird.
It's because it's not the traditional kind of ghost story. It's not like, oh, they're just going to haunt you and then at the end they're going to kill you. No, they're killing tons of people.
It's not like The Ring.
It's like a virus.
Yeah, I guess. So it's not like The Ring. Like The Ring, at least.
The Ring is like that, too. Where if you show anyone that videotape, they're going to have the curse.
But I felt like,
And then at the end of The Ring, I don't want to spoil it.
Maybe because in gross things they say, like, they can go through, like, electricity. And so I think watching the tape on The Ring is a little more effective to me than The Grudge.
Well, in the original movie, they have a lot of callbacks to the other ones, naturally.
Oh, I don't remember much of it.
But there's a scene in the other ones where a detective's watching security camera footage, and then the Grudge appears from it and then goes in front of the camera. Is really scary. This was like, there
wasn't even anything of him being in it. I was like, you could have at least made it look like you can't tell who it was.
Yeah, or you could have been like, oh, wait, you're telling the truth. There is really somebody there? That would have been different.
That, or like, I'm not quite sure.
Because that detective knew that other guy was dead who was in the video. Then when he went to go see it, he's no longer there. That's such a cliche.
I was just like, what? I'm like, you can even make it at least a little bit believable. So she'd be like, maybe it wasn't that person.
And then the only reason I can think of why she brought her son to the house in the climax was so they could have the fake out. Other than that, there's no reason why she had to bring her son there.
Because you can't leave him home alone. You can't leave.
She's been leaving him home alone the whole movie.
That's the other thing. They don't. If they wanted to make that effective, they should have.
Well, they did say she was called out that day. That she brought him to the hospital, to the sheriff's station, police station.
Oh, okay. I missed. Sometimes the audio of her talking was kind of low too.
Yeah, it was very weird audio, and the music.
But they never even show the sitter. Like you can even be like, "Oh, hey, I'm the sitter."
No, the sitter has the curse. Come on,
right?
You wanted to spread like a virus.
I don't even know who the sitter is. We're just assuming and every time we go home, he's in bed. It's not like she's like, "Oh, hey, let me give you your money," or be like, "Have you ever?" They could have just brought the sitter in, and even if they just had like a couple little parts and. The sitter, they could say, "Hey, did you ever hear about the story at 44?" They could have had her come into it a little bit too if they would have shown the sitter.
And if you want it to be like a virus spreading like crazy, you can't just have the curse attack specific certain people that enter the house and not others. If you want you want it to spread, you have to have everyone who's in contact with that person get infected by the curse.
Sounds like we could have made a better movie.
Yeah.
I think the babysitter twist on it would have been cool too.
Like if she was like a Japanese babysitter.
Yeah, she could have came up with something. Oh, even better. I was just thinking it was just a regular American.
No, like someone who's familiar with the curse.
Yeah, that would have been better. Because I almost thought that's why they had that realtor being
Japanese.
I was like, oh, maybe he's gonna.
Yeah.
No, he didn't even seem to have any idea. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, he's watching out. Oh my god, that was so dumb too. Like, he should have called the police if the parents were there, and he was there all night.
It didn't make any sense. You'd be like, well, I'll stay here till the police get here, and then he could have went and seen all of that, and he had no choice but to be part of the Grudge.
Yeah,
but at least make it like, I'm just gonna wait. Who knows where your parents are?
I know, he just waited there for all day,
and he never says to the wife, like, she's acting really strange.
And they never explained where he didn't see the blood on the floor when she started coughing up. He didn't see her coughing it up, but there was blood everywhere.
And not even say, like, oh, she's acting really strange. I don't think she feels well. Maybe I should take her to the emergency room.
Something, instead of having to stay there with her.
He could have called an ambulance, had her taken away, and still, like, they could have
lived.
come back. It just was so weird. I'm like,
for at least a little bit longer.
Nobody stays at your house that was a realtor.
No,
your parents come home with a kid that's acting weird
and not especially not in 2004 when that part took place. There was 3 timelines. There was 2004, 2005, 2006. It was, Was it the old couple who were 2004 or 2005?
I don't remember.
Anyway,
yeah.
No. I was saying that I think there were so many things they could have done better. What about the angle of them, like I said earlier, of them trying to make it seem like it's a peaceful thing? Why not just reveal that the Grudge is under a curse as herself, and therefore that's why she's killing people? But if they can break that curse, then maybe everyone will be at peace.
I just thought it was weak. It was almost like everyone knows there's something going on there, but nobody wants to do anything about it, and they're just going to be like, okay, I'm not even going to build up a babysitter character that might know. I'm not even going to say any. Not going to mention that this Japanese realtor might know something about the Grudge. Not even a little tiny bit. My grandfather, even saying, look, my grandfather. No. This reminds me of what my grandfather was talking about. Nothing.
Nada.
It was just like, how can we get this movie and just show the Grudge, show some nastiness, and let's go home. You wonder
why they showed it in January, because January is the notorious dump month of her movies.
But if you wanted to, how much money is this sucker going to make? Nothing.
It made like $10 million. I mean, it cost like $10 million.
Yeah, but
so it's going to make its money back probably, because
Grudge it wouldn't have cost that much to do a little extra.
No. It could have even been more money. Who knows?
Little couple of twists, and then, but they didn't even. Then they could have ended it still and keep within a budget.
It felt like,
and have another sequel about them trying to still solve it.
I felt like that most of the things that happened were not supposed to be logical. They were supposed to be there to set up a fake out scare or a jump scare. I did feel like that, because a few times I was like, it's like, oh, you set that up. What's it going to be? Oh, just a jump scare. Seriously?
And I'm like, even if they had a sequel, I'm not even interested in watching it. But
fake out or something.
Had they built up a little, like, you might know what the Grudge is about, and if they're trying to investigate it, and then they had a sequel, you'd be like, well,
they scratched the surface of a deeper meaning, like the very thin surface, barely at all. I
don't even know if there was a scratch made in it.
Well, it was like a
It was a brush.
It was a brush. It was a little stroke on the surface.
Because I was like, I'm not even interested. Even if they came out with the second one, I'm not even interested, because
they started
nothing.
It's like they started talking about something like, oh wait, look, cool, gore. Let's put that in there.
I know. It just wasn't. I don't think it was well thought out.
No, I need more time in this. I need a few more script rewrites.
Yes.
Or more passes around and see what people thought.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have anything else you want to say about The Grudge 2020?
Just that I'm disappointed about it, really, kind of.
Yeah.
I was hoping for a little bit more.
Me too. I was hoping, because usually January is notorious for dumping movies that are not gonna. The studios have no faith in.
Yeah, well, that's stupid. Don't waste our time.
Well, no, there are exceptions. There have been a few movies that came out in January that were good. Like Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters was pretty awesome. That came out in January.
We gotta go see our puppy.
Finley. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you all for watching, and I am Brian Gatto, the horror show host. Make sure to like, comment on, as well as share this video. Like my Facebook fan page and support me on Patreon. Even $1 a month will help keep this channel going on strong, and I'd greatly appreciate it. Also, hit that notification bell and
subscribe.
That's right.